Here's one glass that's not broken. Come on, Max. It could be worse.
You want it back? I'd drown my sorrows if our friendly vandal had left me a single bottle of booze unsmashed.
Look, we're not going to clean all of this up tonight, so why don't we just go upstairs and go to sleep?
Sleep now. My son's mother tried to commit suicide today. Tomorrow, she's going to a hearing where she's going to plead guilty and may be sent to prison for a long time. Who knows? She may try to kill herself again.
No, Max, I know this seems bad right now, but tomorrow morning...
Tomorrow morning, this disaster will still be here. I owe Gabrielle $250,000. My back is to the wall to save my business. Only I got no business. Because some deranged female trashed it. I don't need a good night's sleep. I need a whole new life.
Hey, Debra, listen, thanks for meeting me.
You said it was important on the telephone.
Yeah, would you like to get a cup of coffee maybe in the restaurant or something?
No, thank you. Look, I asked you a couple of hours ago if you'd do an impartial interview on my sister. You said no. What more is there to say?
Look, I came by to apologize for my behavior this afternoon. I know it seemed like I've been against Gabrielle from the beginning.
Seemed like you've been against her. You made it perfectly clear your hate for her. But I guess I should be grateful. I mean, who knows if you'd written an article about her? Who knows the lies you may have printed?
Look, I didn't want to get into another argument. I came by because I was hoping that maybe we could, I don't know, start from scratch, I guess.
Have you reconsidered the interview?
No, not exactly.
Well, then what exactly are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that I have been assigned to report on the story of your sister going to her hearing tomorrow.
Oh. Thank you for the warning, Mr. Roberts. But I'm not going to let you turn my sister's story into good copy. If I have anything to do with it, I'll see you're banned from the courtroom.
Southeast Air Flight 22 nonstop service to Atlanta is now boarding.
Viki, wait a minute.
Clint.
Look, before you get on the plane, there's something I have to say.
Oh, I sort of expected this. You're going to try and stop me from going to Georgia with Roger.
No, please let me explain.
No, I'm sorry. You drove all the way out here to the airport for absolutely no reason. I'm going to the centennial celebration in Elvira, and nothing you say is going to stop me.
Well,
right?
then in that case, I guess I better stop wasting time.
Me and make everything all right.
Honey, I didn't come here to cause another scene or start another argument. I came here to apologize.
What'd you say?
I said I came here to apologize. I'm sorry that I accused you of using this trip as some kind of clandestine rendezvous with Raj. I was way out of line. All I can offer as a defense is that I love you. I love you to distraction. I guess that's why I overreacted about your going away with Roger.
I wasn't planning on going away with
I know
Roger.
you weren't. I know you weren't. I made you angry, and I kind of pushed you into it. So I don't blame you for flying off the handle or for flying off to Georgia. I just hope that I can change the reason for your flying.
You still want me to make this trip?
If it will help you learn some things that you can put to good use for the Landview Centennial, then I'd be a selfish fool asking you not to go. There is one catch.
What's the catch?
You can't get on the plane until you tell me that you love me and that you'll forgive me.
Oh, Mr. Buchanan, you drive a hard bargain. Of course I love you. Of course I forgive you.
Just hold on a second, all right? Hear me out, please.
Not if you're going to spread lies about my sister.
Look, I thought about what you were saying to me over at my office today, and you were right. Your sister has taken a lot on the chin from the local press in this town. I mean, we've all been more than happy to find out all these nice little negative things about her and print them in our newspapers. Maybe somebody should have talked to her, got her side of the story, and I'm willing to make that effort.
Nice words. So do you think one reporter is going to make up for all the bad publicity she's had?
It's a start. I mean, with this hearing tomorrow, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try to be as objective as possible.
Right.
Yes. I'm going to report all the facts. Not just the prosecution, but Gabrielle's defense, too. Yeah. Right, and I'm going to try to pick her as a human being, somebody of flesh and blood who is innocent until proven guilty. Looks like you don't believe a word I'm saying here. All right, I tell you what, maybe a couple days you pick up a copy of the Banner and you'll see that I am a man of my word.
No, what you are is late. Too late to help my sister.
Debra, what are you talking about? The judge is a fair man. The people in this town, they're fair people. Now, all I have to do is print a story telling Gabrielle's version, all right?
There is going to be no Gabrielle's version.
What?
She's going to plead guilty to the judge and let him send her to prison for the rest of her life.
Oh, come on, I don't believe that. Gabrielle has never backed down from a fight in her life.
Well, she's not going to fight anymore, thanks to you and your colleagues in the press. And frankly, I don't believe this shock act all of a sudden. No thanks to you and your friends who've been condemning her from the start. Well, it's worked. She's condemning herself now. She's lost all her fight. She's not gonna fight anymore. She's just not gonna go on.
Debra, please don't get yourself all worked up here, huh? I know Gabrielle, and I know that she's going to get past this depression, all right? And before you know it, she's going to be herself again.
What if she isn't? What if she doesn't get over this? What if I lose my sister?
That's why you got to keep your faith, girl. I mean, not only for yourself, but for your sister, too.
I can't. She won't let me. Besides, I don't even know why I'm crying in front of you. I mean, it's not like you could ever possibly understand what I've been through with Gabrielle.
I understand that you're in a lot of pain right now. And I'm real sorry about that. Hey, look, hey, come on, it's gonna be all right. That's okay. That's okay, just let it out. That's all right.
Hey, your life's not so bad. You still got me, right? You're supposed to say something like, I love you, Megan.
I love you, Megan. It's my life I hate.
We're gonna fix it. And we're gonna fix this place. I guarantee you that.
I know you mean well, really.
Look, I'm not just talking about, you know, a couple of coats of paint and replacing the glass. If anything, I think that you should be really thankful to this girl who ruined this bar.
Thankful for destroying everything I have.
Yeah, gives us an excuse to do something with it. I think it needs a complete makeover.
Complete.
Yeah. We can get new tables and new chairs, you know, give it a whole new look, right down to the complimentary matchbooks. I think if you and I work together, we, you know, can come up with a lot of good things to do.
Megan, the design of the interior of the bar is one of the earth-shaking events in my life right now.
Look, I know that you are upset about Gabrielle. Max, you have done everything that you can possibly do. There is no reason for you to feel guilty about all of this.
Well, whatever I've done, it's not enough.
That's not true. You've done everything that one man could do. You have to let Gabrielle take care of her own life.
She isn't. She's just throwing it all away. What happened in the prison laundry was not an accident, and you know that. Maybe next time she'll succeed.
No, there's not going to be a next time.
Yeah, how can you be so sure?
You said it yourself. She may have tried to commit suicide, but she didn't. She didn't want to die.
Yeah, not now. But tomorrow, after she goes before the judge and he sentences her...
It's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. No one is denying that, but Gabrielle is tougher, Max. And she's going to survive the hearing and the sentence and whatever else comes her way. You have to believe that.
I'm trying. I keep thinking of how I'm going to have to explain it all to Al.
Yeah, that's who you have to think about now. He's your son, and you have to think about yourself. And if it's not too selfish, Think about me and us. You can't spend the rest of your life feeling guilty about things that happened to Gabrielle.
You make it sound all so simple.
No, I'm not. I just don't think it's as bad as you're making it out to be.
Max Holden. Yeah. Hi, Rafe. What's up? You right there?
Is it Gabrielle?
I almost wish it was. Rafe wants me to come down to the station house to meet the lovely little juvenile delinquent who tried to put me out of business. Just what I need, right?
Right, Max, I'm gonna go with you. Come on.
Flight 22 for Atlanta, now boarding all rows.
If you keep this up, I'm going to miss the plane, or is that the whole idea?
No, I came here only to wish you a bon voyage. And you need a going away gift, something personal and very unique.
Unique? Well, it is unique. I saw a whole row of them in the gift shop around the corner.
I didn't have time to shop for anything nicer. Besides, it's a thought that counts, isn't that what they say?
It's a wonderful thought, darling. Wonderful thought. Thank you.
You see, this way every morning when you wake up and you pour your coffee when you're in Georgia, then you'll start your day by looking at my mug.
Got a better idea. Why don't I cancel the trip, not go to Georgia, and still start the day with your mug?
No. No, absolutely not. This trip is important to the Centennial Committee, and so you're going, and that's all there is to it.
Well, if you insist. But I think I'm going to make it the shortest business trip on record.
Hello? Victoria, Clint?
Oh, Roger, your timing, like always, is right on the button.
Is it?
Yes, Clint and I were just saying our goodbyes. It seems you're going to have company on your trip to Georgia after all.
So I see. And why this change of heart? The last time we talked, you weren't going to come along on this trip.
Well,
Actually, Roger, it's all my doing. I twisted her arm. Good night, sweetheart.
yeah.
It's all right if she goes along, isn't it, Roger?
Well, of course it is. I'm delighted.
Final call, Flight 22 for Atlanta.
That's it.
That sounds like your cue. You'd better get going.
All right, darling, take care of the children.
Don't you worry about us. You have a great trip.
Okay. Roger, you coming?
I'm right behind you. You mind telling me what's going on?
Nothing. Viki wants to make the trip, and I want to make Viki happy. That doesn't come as any surprise to you, does it?
Well, after the last few days.
Well, why don't we just forget about that? You don't know of any reason why Viki shouldn't go to Georgia with you, do you?
Of course not.
Well, the two of you have a very pleasant visit in Elvira, Georgia.
Roger, they're closing the door.
I'm coming.
Have a very smooth flight.
Well, thank you.
Bye, darling.
Hi. Sweetheart.
Hi.
Got your message at the studio. They said it's urgent.
It is. Sit.
What? No kiss?
Work now, kiss later, okay?
Yeah, okay. What exactly are we working on here?
What kind of a fiancé are you? Huh? We are getting married in less than a month.
Oh, yeah, that.
Oh, yeah, that, right. We have about 1 million details we have to work out before we walk down that aisle together.
Sarah, this is a wedding. This isn't a military exercise.
Yeah, right. That shows what you know about planning a wedding. But we've got to go through all these books and magazines, their menus that we have to sample, because a perfect wedding requires perfect planning. Now, the good news is I was able to book the cathedral.
Cathedral? Like St. Patty's Cathedral, New York City?
Save the jokes for the honeymoon. So I was thinking with the bigger space, we're going to need to make the whole event bigger. We're going to need more bridesmaids, more ushers, and, I mean, as far as the musician is concerned, forget it. I think we're going to need a string quartet or something.
Or maybe the Philadelphia Philharmonic.
And, honey, about the photographer, I'm thinking maybe we should just videotape the thing. That way, we can really capture the whole event. In fact, somewhere in one of these magazines, there is
Sarah,
advertisement.
slow down. Before you decide to get Steve Spielberg to film this epic, Things are getting a little out of hand.
But, I mean, when I told you that I wanted a big wedding, you said...
I know what I said, but I never agreed to remake Gone with the Wind.
Okay, fine. We'll just do it your way, then. Maybe you'd like to get married in the garage. That make you happy?
Kelly told me everything I need to know, Rafe. I don't see the need to meet with the kid that wrecked my bar. Why don't you just throw in the local reform school?
She claims to know you, Max. In fact, she asked to see you. Yeah, Jones, bring in our Jane Doe. While we're waiting, I thought you should see these. We found them on her.
Letters? Are those yours, Max?
Here she is, Captain. Thanks, Jones. You can wait outside. You wanted to see Mr. Holden? There he is.
Am I supposed to know you? Face looks familiar.
Well, it should be. I look just like my mother.
Andrea?
Figures you wouldn't even know my name. It's Andy. Max, do you know this girl?
I guess you could say we're kind of related.
Not kind of related. Go ahead and tell them, Max. Tell them you're finally face to face with your little sister.
Max, I don't understand. You never told me you had a sister.
Half-sister.
Half-sister. She shows up and ruins your bar, and now the two of you are staring at each other like you're mortal enemies. What is going on?
The same thing that's been going on all these years. If you're his girlfriend, you should know this. Silent treatment, it's standard procedure.
Only when I'm left with no other choice.
You had plenty of choices, but you took the easy one.
Oh, you really think it's been easy?
Wait a minute. If you're related to Max, then why did you trash his bar?
Trash his place. I was just redecorating the joint. How did you like it?
Okay, Andrea, or Andy, or whatever the hell you want to call yourself. I'm through taking shots from you. Now, Megan asked you, why did you trash my bar? And I want an answer.
You what? It's always what you want, isn't it, Max? The rest of us don't matter. This message is you and your stupid little life.
You shut up! Answer me! Easy, easy. What the hell do you want from me?
I came to tell you the good news, Max. The news you've been dying to hear for a long time. She's dead. Your mother is dead, and you killed her.
So don't worry about the handkerchief or anything. It's coming a box of 5. I got a bunch more at home.
I don't know why you're being so nice to me all of a sudden. I mean, after I jumped down your throat and everything.
Hey, if I were in your boots, I probably would have jumped myself. I haven't exactly been very sympathetic the last few times we talked.
No, but that's my fault, too. I've been so quick to defend Gabrielle.
I don't blame you. I've been pretty quick to judge her. And I'm sorry for that. But I've got some other things pressing on me but forget it.
Oh, what? Well, if they're personal, you don't have to tell me. It's okay.
Yeah, they're personal, but they've become public because of my wife. I mean, it's common knowledge that Tina knew about this baby switching almost from the word go, and she did nothing to turn it around. In my book, that makes her just about as guilty as Gabrielle.
Well, I mean, it's natural. You don't just want to defend your wife. Like I feel protective over Gabrielle.
Yeah, well, I've done all the defending that I'm going to do. Listen, I'm sure it's pretty obvious that my marriage is in trouble, as they say. Big trouble.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
Come on, it's not your fault. And I apologize because I guess I've been acting like it has been your fault. I mean, I've had all this anger and resentment and frustration built up inside of me, and Tina's not around, so I can't pour that out on her, so Gabrielle ends up getting it, and unfortunately, so do you. I'm sorry.
Well, at least you can admit it.
I know, I just would feel better if I had cleaned up my own house before I went to mess up somebody else's.
Well, I know I haven't perfected myself yet.
I mean, I'm not the only one who still has to work on that?
Hey, and what I said about your wife and you having problems, I really am sorry.
Me too. But hey, that'll either work out or it won't.
Well, I'm sorry about something else, too. I'm sorry that I misjudged you. For a guy who's less than perfect, you're not bad, Cord Roberts.
Thank you. You're not so bad yourself, Miss Medina.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's just fine.
You haven't said very much since we took off. Are you afraid of flying?
Of course not.
Neither am I. Actually, sometimes I think the feeling of not being in control relaxes me. I know for most people it's the opposite.
Okay, if you want to talk, let's talk about what's happening right now.
Something is wrong. What is it?
Well, you tell me. 1 minute, we agree that you won't go away on this trip with me to Georgia to accommodate Clint and his jealousy.
It's not a matter of accommodating. It's simply being sensitive to someone else's feelings.
Well, whatever. And the next minute, I know that you show up at the airport to get on the plane with me. And plus, Clint is there with you, giving you a grand farewell. Now, don't you think you owe me an explanation?
I don't think there's anything to explain. Oh, all right. Well, this afternoon we had a disagreement.
You mean you had a fight?
We had a skirmish. Yeah, a fight. He accused me of setting up a rendezvous with you behind his back.
He what? How long is he going to keep up this insecurity?
Well, wait. I told him we had no rendezvous planned, and then I went a bit further. I told him I was sick and tired of his lack of trust.
You mean his paranoia?
Well, the point is that the fight ended with me saying I was going to Georgia after all, and I went home and I packed a bag and I took a cab to the airport, and then he showed up at the airport, and he couldn't have been sweeter or more apologetic.
Well, that's very touching.
You don't have to be so sour.
You didn't come on this trip to soak up knowledge about the centennial they're having in Elvira. You came for one purpose only, to spite your husband.
Well, that's not really fair.
But it's true, isn't it? I don't like being used, Victoria, especially by you.
I'm sorry. I really did not mean to use you. I really didn't. I was angry, and I was hurt, and I acted impulsively, and...
Listen, I don't want to talk about your marriage problems. Let's get back to the reason we're on this trip, business, all right?
All right, but you don't have to be quite so abrupt. I mean, if you're angry with me, I really think... Oh, what was that?
Sounds like something went wrong with one of the engines.
Oh, my gosh, we have to...
Definitely. I do not want to get married in a garage. You want a church wedding? We're going to have a church wedding.
No, I mean, not if it's against your principles or something. I mean, far be it from me to force you to say your vows in front of a big crowd. Maybe you'd like to just say them in some room somewhere.
No, I know how important this wedding is to you. I just think maybe you're getting in over your head.
You don't think I can plan it, right? Just a simple girl from a simple town and simple tastes. You don't think that I can plan this event up to the Buchanan standard of style, right?
I didn't say that, no. Would I ever say anything like that to you? Come on.
Honey, I wanted a big wedding. I wanted it to be grand and romantic.
Yeah, but I don't want this grand romance to be enjoyed by everybody else while we have a list of like 1,000 things to do so that we hate what should be the happiest day of our life. You don't think that I'm trying to keep something from you?
No, I don't. And I understand what you're saying. I just don't want to give up the cathedral. Bo, I went over there this afternoon. Father Cusack suggested that I do, and there was a wedding going on. I was able to just catch the end of it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's an understatement. the light was coming in through the stained glass windows. And the bride, she looked so beautiful. She was standing on the altar, and her train was just sort of cascading down. And the groom looked so handsome in his tuxedo. You know, he never took his eyes off her. And then when they walked down the aisle together, the music was just echoing through the whole place. You think I'm being ridiculous, don't you?
No. No, I think you're great. I love you so much. And if we can have a wedding that's just half as, give me a word.
Exquisite?
Yes, half as exquisite as the one you saw today. If I was to say no, what kind of a grunthead would I be? Now, come on.
Can we keep the cathedral?
Yes, of course. Under one condition.
Anything.
You let someone else plan this wedding.
No. No, who else would know what we want? Gee, something tells me you already have someone in mind. Who is it?
First thing tomorrow morning, all of your wedding fantasies are all gonna come true. Let's get out of here.
All right, I gotta pack up all these books of mine.
Well, when we get home, you can just throw all of these books away.
Honey, don't you want to hear any of my ideas?
I want to go rehearse the honeymoon.
Dead.
Murdered. You're the one who killed her, Max. Our mother is dead because of you.
Yeah, now, hold on. That's quite an accusation.
Yeah, you don't think I can back up what I'm saying?
Look, I don't know whether you're Max's sister or not, but he didn't kill anyone, let alone his own mother.
No, not with a gun or a knife. But he had his own weapon, the one that cut deeper. Didn't you, Max?
I don't know what you're talking.
Well, maybe if you read that letter instead of sticking it into the safe box unopened, then you know what I'm talking about.
What is so important about these letters?
Mother was sick. The kind of sick that you don't recover from. It got so bad she couldn't even sign her name. So she dictated those letters to me. For months she hung on, praying that her son would come and see her. She wanted to talk. To try and make up for the past, but you couldn't be bothered, could you, Max? Say something. Don't just stand there like she was nothing to you. She was your mother! Our mother! I put her in the ground 2 weeks ago, and you can even send her a lousy flower! I want you to feel something! I want you to hurt like I hurt!
Go back to
like
the
you made her hurt!
Cool down, come on.
I haven't finished with you yet, Max!
I don't understand. Max, you told me that your mother died years ago.
I told you the truth. The woman I call my mother was actually my father's second wife. But in every way that counted, she was my real mother. And it nearly killed me when I lost her.
Yes, but then what Andy just...
What Andy just said is true, too, in the way she sees it. The woman that just passed away was our natural mother. As far as I'm concerned, she died a long, long time ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain. We've just lost an engine, but we have 2 more that are working just fine, so please remain calm.
The plane is falling apart. He wants us to stay calm.
May have to make a cautionary landing.
A crash landing.
But
I know what he
we
means.
don't foresee that at this point. We're continuing on to our destination. Please remain seated and keep your seatbelts secure.
He's going to keep this thing in the air?
Victoria, now I'm sure the captain knows what he's doing.
I don't know.
Please try and relax.
Relax. Look who's talking. I can see the color of your knuckles.
Well, at any rate, the crisis is past. Now, let's get back for our reason for being on this flight.
Centennial Commission.
Precisely. Now, I think we have time to look at some of the stuff that the Elvira committee sent us about their celebration.
No,
Now,
Roger, before we get into that, please, there's something we have to talk about that's much closer to home, and that is us.
I don't think we have anything to talk about.
Yes, well, I do. Look, what I started to say before the engine Lou, I meant it. I never meant to use you. I was very angry and very confused. And I just didn't want to spend another second with Clint, and so I turned to you and to this trip. And I'm truly sorry. It was very unfair of me.
Well, I've asked you to turn to me so many times I would be a heck of an ingrate to complain now that you have.
But it was just a momentary reaction. Clint and I are not angry with each other anymore. I mean, you saw us at the airport.
Yeah, everything seemed rosy.
And I realized something as I got on the plane today. I realized that in the future I will do anything I can to prevent any...
Did anyone else hear that? Did another engine just blow?
Take it easy, take it easy.
Folks, we're experiencing more engine trouble. If we can't resolve it, we will have to prepare for emergency landing. Stay in your seats and keep your seat belts buckled.
Oh, we're gonna crash.
No, just sit tight. Sit back and keep your belt tight. And think about how nice it'll be to get home. You from Atlanta?
Born and bred.
Oh, well, that was a great place to grow up, wasn't it? It's a beautiful town. I've been there a lot of times. Look, try to think about Piedmont Park on a warm spring day with the azaleas blooming and the camellias and the wisteria. And those hot summer nights, a little barbecue at Dusty's, and those outdoor concerts at Chastain Park. With the sky full of stars as far as you can see. There are no skies like the Georgia skies.
I wish I was sitting there right now.
No, soon. You're going to be home soon. You'll be there. Everything's going to be all right. Just relax. You okay?
I'm terrified. Very nice the way you reassured that woman.
Believe me, I was reassuring myself, too.
I'm really scared.
I remember once I was over the Irish Sea. I was on my way from New York to London. Smoothest flight I'd ever had until we started our descent into Heathrow. And then we had a thunderstorm. Lightning struck the plane. And everything went dark inside. And I swear I hadn't said one word the whole trip to the woman sitting next to me, but we found ourselves holding on to each other like an old married couple. And then the pilot came on and said, in that way that only those British pilots can talk, not to worry. Not to worry. We were having a collective nervous breakdown, but he brought the plane down and landed without a hitch. Now, what's to be learned from that?
We're lucky.
I won't argue with that. But my luck's improved. This time I'm holding on to you.
It's funny, I thought I was holding on to you. Why hasn't he landed this plane yet?
This is your captain again. I'm happy to report we have everything under control. We won't have to make that emergency landing after all. But remain in your seats until we reach our destination. Thank you.
Thank you. God in heaven.
Max, what do you mean? What do you mean your mother died for you a long time ago?
She walked out on us. Bag and baggage. Steve and I were little kids, but I remember just as if it were yesterday. We walked into the kitchen. Mom was fighting with Dad. She was bored. She was bored of marriage. She was bored of living on a rundown ranch. She was bored of everything. Oh, there's one thing that didn't bore her, of course. Some saddle tramp by the name of Baxter. After she walked out on us that morning, we heard that she ran off to the city with Baxter.
I'm sorry. That must have been devastating for you.
No, not for me. It devastated my pa and Stevie. See, I shared a bedroom, and at night he used to cry himself to sleep. I used to say, Stevie, don't worry about it. She's coming back. I know she is. She's not going to leave us. I know it. It's funny. Kid will believe anything. She sent us letters, and she never forgot Christmas or birthdays. And I kept waiting and waiting, and she never came back. And then one day we get this thing in the mail. Some sort of combination wedding and birth announcement. She got married to Baxter, and they had a kid.
Andrea?
Yeah. In that moment, what little hope I had left in me died. And the love I had for that woman died right there. And every time I got a letter or a package, I threw it away before it was opened.
I can understand how upset you would be by all of this, but you couldn't just erase your mother's memory.
I did my damnedest. Then my father met someone else and remarried. And she became my mother, Louise. And she was everything my natural mother wasn't. She was kind and loving and loyal. And that other woman that called herself my mother, she was nothing but a bad memory.
And yet every time she sent you a letter, those letters that Andy found, you didn't throw them away.
Must have slipped my mind.
Did it? I don't think so. I think maybe you hung on to them hoping to make some contact again.
Oh, that's a nice try, but you're not even close.
I'm not?
No, I told you she's dead to me. She has since the very moment I got that damn combination announcement. And until I saw Andy, I haven't had a second thought about her.
Well, now that we've all had a chance to catch our breath, you ready to continue?
I don't think there's any more to say.
Oh, you're just going to wash your hands and walk away? What else is new?
I told you to back off.
It's okay, Rafe. I'm not pressing charges. I want my sister released into my custody.
Listen, great news. Just talked to Clint over at the Banner. I had this idea. I could interview you. You could give me Gabrielle's side of the story, and I could tell through your point of view. Talked to Clint. He gave the okay on it. Now something like that is up to you.
I'd love to if it's going to help Gabrielle. But, I mean, when could we do this interview?
Well, as they say, no time like the present.
Great. I suppose we should get it in the papers before the hearing grabs all the headlines.
Sounds good to me. Have a seat. Debra Medina interview. All right, Debra, why don't you start at the beginning? Tell me about your relationship with your sister, Gabrielle.
Why don't I make some coffee?
The coffee pot is broken?
Maybe we should just talk. So, Andy, I'm curious. Tell me about your family in Arizona.
What family? My pa died years ago. Now that she's gone, there's nobody left.
Well, you must have someone to go home to. Some friends.
Yeah, I learned who I could count on. I was taught by experts.
Can you excuse me for a minute? Max, I want to talk to you. Did you hear what she just said? She doesn't have anyone to go home to. She's all on her own.
So?
Well, so? She's your sister, Max.
Half-sister,
Yeah,
as she keeps reminding us.
Fine, half-sister. Fact is that we have to take care of her, do something
Yeah,
for her.
well, thanks, but no thanks. I don't need your handouts.
No, I didn't mean it that way.
No, look, I don't want any charity from you or from my brother who's nothing but a cold-blooded killer.
Hey, you listen to me, damn it. No. You are not going to make me feel any guilt. Not one drop of tear for that lady dying. You got that? She crossed me off her list a long time before you were born, and I returned the favor.
Don't! Just stop.
No! I want my so-called sister to get my message loud and clear. I'm not giving you any charity, sis. I brought you here so you could clean up the mess you made.
Yeah, one night.
I don't care if it takes you a whole damn month. There is a bunk in the back room. You can sleep there. Take your meals in the bar. And you're gonna work off everything that you ruined.
Max, can't you just try to understand,
No!
please?
No, I'm through trying with her. It's late, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. If you even think about running away before you settle accounts, I will have the police on your butt before you make the county line, and then you will have a home. Landview Jail.
what the master said.
He's upset. He's angry. Can you blame him? This place is his whole life. Look, Andy, why don't you just go to bed, okay? We'll all just get a good night's sleep. People will be in a better mood in the morning. You'll have a good talk with me.
Yeah, I'll count on it.
Good night.
Mama.
Thanks, folks, but you're the real heroes. You stayed calm and rode out the engine trouble. On behalf of everyone at Southeast Air, have a great stay in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Victoria, it's okay. We're on the ground now.
I'm sorry. I'm such a wimp.
Oh, don't be silly. I was squeezing you back tighter than you were squeezing me. But everything's fine. We're safe now.
Yes, thank God we are safe now.
You're great.
Well, I guess we better grab our bags and head to our hotel room. I mean your room and mine.
Hotel bed has never looked better to me. Well, what I mean is...
I know what you mean.
Tonight, Melissa and Ellen sign up at a video dating service in their quest for Mr. Right on 30-something.
This is Joan London. Tomorrow, football's Tony Dorsett talks about his new book, Running Tough. Also, Michelle Pfeiffer and Matt Dillon tomorrow on Good Morning America.